got two people waiting.
Yeah, Rings of Power. What's it called? The War of the Seven Rings. Shang-Chi.
Lord of the Lord of the Rings, or Rings of Power.
Just,
I'm just trying to make it.
Is that the new Marvel movie? The Seven Rings of Power.
Oh my goodness.
Shang-Chi Marvel. Sun Chips. What's it called again?
Sun Chips. Yeah.
All right. So Nathan, what's going on? What are we waiting for?
Well, why isn't it there? That's what I wanted to see. There we go.
You're right. Well, okay, yeah, this is great. One person's watching and we're told garbage channel. That's great. That is fantastic.
Well, as they pop in and out, they just hear nothing but garbage anyways.
That's what she said.
I can't. Yeah.
All right, Nate, so what do we got going on here? It's Super Bowl Sunday. What do we have going on here?
So, as many people know, especially the people who are coming to watch us react to this, there is a trailer about to be, was supposed to have been released at 6:15, and it is almost 6:45 my time. And on Amazon Prime, it looks like there's 18,346 people waiting for this trailer to drop. So that's what's going on.
So what are we doing here? We're just going to sit and wait?
We're going to sit here and chat before it drops, and hopefully people come into our live stream.
Now, Nathan, you brought up some concerns, or you're hearing rumblings. You're already hearing some rumblings in the geek world about maybe this trailer or images or something. What have you heard that causing you concern, or that you think might be concerning?
So I've seen some images that are a little bit kind of like, oh, what's that? And because I know the lore well enough, they seem out of place. We'll put it that way.
Was Elf with a cell phone or something?
Well, that would be way out of place. But I'll give some examples. There's one image of an elf. He's got like really short hair, meaning like his brown skin, really short hair. His haircut kind of looks like you'd go to the barber here to get a haircut.
Right.
So that feels a little like, oh, okay. Is that something that they're trying to change the look of the elves? I know that the elves in Peter Jackson's adaptation all have long hair. That's actually not it's a good question to ask. Does Tolkien, does he say that his elves always have long hair? I don't know the answer to that. But it's just a picture. So the picture of this person could absolutely be like, an elf that was kicked out. But it seems weird. Like, what is he kicked out for? Having a bad haircut?
Okay, so are you not happy with short-haired elves? Is that what you're saying?
It just seems weird. The other thing that's odd to me, there's another image of a dwarven princess, and like there's no mention of any dwarven princesses anywhere in any of the Lord of the Rings. So that's just odd, it's just different. But there is mention of what dwarves look like. The female dwarves, they all have beards from birth, apparently.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. And like this dwarven princess looks more like, I don't know, princessy rather than like a dwarf to me. Other than the fact that she's a little overweight. And a lot of people are going to make more, like, whatever, I don't care about that, but like...
Right, I'm listening.
More people are going to make light of the fact that she's black, and that's kind of, okay, why? I guess the question that and it's... What I'm really opposed to what's going on right now is Tolkien fans are going like, why? Why did they choose to do this? And then the reaction has been from Amazon and others, it's kind of like you're racist if you are questioning this, like,
right.
But we're just asking why, not
Okay,
why
so I'll ask the hard questions. I'll ask the questions that you might be skirting around here. If we had the technology today in 1970 ideals or how they made television shows in 1970, would these issues be an issue then? Meaning, sorry, would the casting be what it is now?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, and I don't. That could be good or that could be bad. That's a discussion for another day. But that's a real question. Meaning,
Yeah.
look, there's characters are characters. Now you can argue, did Tolkien say in the books that dwarves are never a certain color or that elves only have a certain hair? I guess I don't know. I've read the books once. I have only read the trilogy once. I don't recall. Was there a mention of skin color?
There are some mentions of skin colors. So there's, but vague. They're not really like descriptive. For example, there's the Haradrim, who are from Harad, the kind of southern provinces of Middle Earth. And they're sometimes referred to as having darker skin, but not explicitly. It's kind of like passing. Here's where all of my beef comes from, because I've never heard anyone make this claim. Everyone's talking about what Tolkien meant and what the Silmarillion has in it and all those things, and they may be right. But my personal beef with it is this. Tolkien didn't like allegory, right? He hated it when his own like buddies wrote, for example, when what's his friend there? C.S. Lewis wrote Chronicles of Narnia. He really hated the fact that in the Chronicles of Narnia, everything's an allegory for Jesus and Christianity, and like there's like very obvious connections to Christianity in C.S. Lewis's stuff. Mm-hmm. So he tried to do not the opposite, but he tried to kind of go, I'm just going to tell a story, and if people want to get meaning from it, that's great. But don't try to read too much into it, because I'm not trying to teach anybody a lesson. There's no like moral of the story per se, other than there's a few themes that he touches on, but he doesn't try and like, here's the moral, figure it out. And what I feel with, I was afraid of it sometimes even in Jackson's stuff, but he was careful to avoid it. But I feel like, it's inevitable anyways, but I feel like this is almost explicit. This is like, yeah, we're pushing this idea that everyone is multicultural and everything is like this. And it just feels like if people want to get meaning from it and see the like different races within Lord of the Rings, they can find it. There are plenty of different races and, but to like put it in your face and say, this is what we want you to think. And this is how we want you to assume the way things are. I'm totally fine with that in like Star Trek. I love it in Star Trek, actually. I love the fact that it's like the future. Yeah, we do all get along. But this is a mythology for England, right?
Right. Yeah, I hear you. It's those are valid points, and I'm sure that has been an ad nauseum discussion in many of the Reddits and what have you for the show. Oh, what do we got here?
We got something going on here.
I have to start doing some Elven yoga to get the anxiety out.
Stand by, coming off hot depress. Hot depresses. What do we got going on here? This guy looks. Is that an elf?
No, that guy's. His name is Quickbeam. He's on the OneRing.net. That's a long. He ran. Anyway, I don't want to interrupt what he's saying.
Okay, sorry. This is very important, folks. Coming in live. Baby crying. I hear a baby crying in the background. Okay, what's he doing? Is that Tolkien?
Oh, here we go.
Haven't you ever wondered?
Oh.
What else is out there? There's wonders in this world beyond our wandering. I can feel it.
Playing it on their private.
Holy cow.
Wait, was that it?
Okay, I'm going to stop the feed here.
Is that it? That was it?
Okay, watch the one.
That was it.
Okay.
Oh. I gotta like watch that like 30 times to figure out what's going on.
So yeah, Matt in our Discord says I was expecting more. It sounds like my wedding night. A lot of build up for nothing. It was too quick. So yeah, a lot going on there. A lot going on. I saw the Black Dwarf. No beard on the Black Dwarf. So obviously the production value right away. Let's just say right away the production value looks high. That's a high production value.
Yeah.
We saw some creatures. We saw some horse galloping scenes. I like the idea before the ring, before all this stuff. Was that Elrond we saw? I think for a second there.
There is a shot of Elrond. So Elrond has shorter hair in this one. And
well, he's growing it out. He's growing it out over 1,000 years.
Yeah,
right?
It takes 1,000 years for elf hair to grow. Yeah, there's some speculation. Well, let me just give you my first initial reaction to that.
Of course, that's why we're here.
It looks phenomenal, actually. I'm more excited now that I've seen the trailer.
Okay.
The images that I had seen that kind of didn't spoil it for me, but were kind of like, I wonder if they did those images to get people talking about all the controversial stuff ahead of time, so that they could kind of show the trailer and people could go like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, I wonder if that's what's going on. But
I want the guy in the bathrobe to be in the show. Is he gonna start every episode? He's gonna stand there in the living room and say, "Hey, all right, guys, here we go. Episode 2. You guys all ready? You ready? I'm gonna turn it on."
No, that's not gonna happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Look, I'm excited. I love Lord of the Rings. I'm just taking the mick out of it a little bit. It looks high end. The soundtrack sounded really cool. Nice build up. I'm glad they didn't show a lot. They don't really have to. We're going to watch it regardless. If they only showed 5 seconds, we'd watch it regardless. If they didn't release a trailer, we'd watch it regardless.
Yeah.
And if I'm not sailing this year, if that doesn't happen, I think it's our intention on this channel. So this is a Whelp exclusive. It's our intention that Nathan and I will do a reaction/review of each episode as we watch it, like we've done with The Expanse. Is that right? Or
yeah, you heard it here first.
Okay.
That's what we're doing. So I'm very excited. I'm going to be doing a trailer breakdown on my other channel, Gandalf the Guide, brand new channel that I just made dedicated to fantasy and sci-fi. So that's happening later tonight. I got to go shoot it and then put it up there.
Yeah,
But,
you'll get the actual proper video footage, and this is just the we saw it live as it was happening.
Yeah, it's our live reaction. Yep.
Yeah. What else? I mean, there's a lot. Yeah, we can't stop it when it's playing live like that. It's hard to break down it scene by scene. But my initial reaction or feeling to the video was like, yeah, it looks high end and it looks good, and I'm hopeful.
Yeah,
I'm hopeful it's going to be a good series.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I'm hopeful as well. I'm hoping that the other stuff that I had mentioned before doesn't distract from the story itself. And I really hope that they stay true to the themes of Tolkien. I think that's really important to me. I hope that they don't go in this like, let's teach you a lesson kind of a way, because I'd be signed out at that point.
Right. Well, we'll see the whole show regardless. What was I going to say? Oh, I'm glad they didn't have the bearded ladies. I don't want any bearded ladies. I can't handle that. I'm sorry. No offense to the bearded ladies on our channel, fans that are of our channel, but just shave that beard. Come on, seriously.
No.
That's one advantage of mask wearing, I guess. It covers up the bearded ladies. But, you know what I'm saying? So
No, I have no idea what you're saying.
But I'm just saying, for aesthetic purposes, I don't want to look at it for 5 episodes, 6 episodes. So I'm glad for the show they're not bearded. And like you're saying, also the advantage of this show is there's really no book or source material they're drawing from. So there's no book readers that can go, no, page 64 of the book 1. You know,
there will be that. There will be that. So there already is.
Okay.
One of the spoiled things. This isn't spoiling anything for you if I say this. I mean, here's a spoiler. Sauron's in this.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah. They're going to compress the timelines a bit. So from the time that the rings are created to the battle, you know, the battle at the very beginning of Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
Right, the where they cut the ring off of his finger.
Yeah.
I think they're going to compress the timeline so that they can keep characters throughout, rather than going like, here's this little slice of time and all the characters are dead because it's thousands of years later. Here's another slice of time and these characters all die off because thousands of years later, here's the battle. They're going to compress all that.
Oh, whatever. It's just storytelling purposes. I think it's really cool they're going to have a young Sauron. It's like Anakin Sauron. I'm looking forward to that. To see his fall from grace. Was he a good elf and then he becomes a bad elf?
Sauron? No. Sauron is what's called Maiar. Okay, Maiar are the servants to the gods. He is servant to another god way back in the first age of Lord of the Rings. He stops being his servant. He becomes a servant to Morgoth, who is a god. He's a full-fledged god. And Morgoth falls in the first age, and Sauron basically builds up throughout the second age. And by the third age, he's well, once his fingers get cut off, it's Lord of the Rings time. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'm looking forward to it, Nathan. Again, if you're just joining us on this live stream, Nathan and I, when this show comes out, it's our intention. Well, Nathan will be doing it if I'm not sailing, but if I'm not sailing, Nathan and I are going to do it together. We're going to review and react to each episode as it's released. So join our channel, subscribe to our channel to see our reactions and reviews. If you're a bit of a nerd and you like The Expanse, we've already started doing that with The Expanse show, so check that out on our playlist. Yeah, thanks. This is exciting. I thought it was a good trailer. Got me hyped. I don't want to see any more anyways. I'm glad we don't have any bearded women, and let's do it.
Yeah, everything Ryan said.